Sheffield United are your new leaders over in the Championship after a convincing 3-0 drubbing of former leaders Blackburn bloody Rovers. But can anybody catch up with the Blades this coming weekend? We're going to take a look at that and more next. That's right, folks. Back to another prediction video today. We look forward to matchday number 6 over in this year's Championship, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you know where you've been, smash your subscribe button, bang it today. All things Rovers related, Championship related, World Cup related later this year. That's right, boys and girls. Of course, Sheffield United are your new leaders. They have, of course, got picking up 10 points up as possible, 15 so far. But of course, breathing Alex are Watford, Reading, and of course the mighty blue and white halves. But who can actually really take advantage of this coming weekend in another very, very busy week over in the Championship? We'll take a look at that in a second. Of course, big shout out to the VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. But of course, make sure you check out the links down below. Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and of course Patreon. You know the deal. Of course, now before we get the deep in, I'm going about this. Yes, I'm going to make it hard, painfully for you here, guys. We're going to try and go for this Football Content Creator Awards. That's right. I'm looking for best in video for an organisation, best club content for, of course, Football League, and of course best content creator as well. I know we're up against the big guys, the United Stands, all those kind of guys. They are going to win this. There's no question. Their fan bases are massive. But what we're trying to do here is just get our name read out just the one time. Just let it read out in that Manchester Arena or where the heck ever it is. Just get our name read out for one of these. I'll be absolutely thrilled to bits with that. Will show progress considering where we're starting from here. So do hope you can go and vote. And if you have voted already for something else, whether you voted for, dare I say it, Rovers chat for something else, then maybe you can think of us for best in video or best content creator as a whole, or maybe best podcast, even though those are a bit of a push. There are 3 categories we're going for here, so please just do us a favour and vote. That would be absolutely bang crazy if we could do it. We are talking about this, guys, arenas, of course, so make sure you get involved. We are doing the picks. All right there, folks, I'm just going to open up a few here because it's a little bit helter-skelter. So Norwich did pick up a 2-0 win over Millwall. I actually went with the 2-0 win myself. Meanwhile, Birmingham did actually lose to Wigan, 1-0 loss in the end there at St Andrews. I went with the 1-0 win the other way. Coventry against Huddersfield was kiboshed. Again, their season's already fallen to bits, or at least their pitches. Anyway, what went on with Burnley? They were 3-1 up at one stage, but of course they collapsed with a 3-3 draw against them lot down the road. Blackpool, meanwhile, Reading, of course, another win for them. Big one to win over Middlesbrough. Back-to-back wins for them. Back-to-back clean sheets as well. And with a 2-1 win for Borough. Absolute shocker. Meanwhile, Preston picked up a monstrous point against Watford, and I called it. I absolutely called it. QPR could only draw with Rotherham 2-1 in the end. Sheffield United did beat Blackburn Rovers 3-0 on the 2-1. I got the right amount of goals. Stoke City, they lost at home to Sunderland. I won the 2-0 win myself. Sheffield, Swansea, I don't know what's going wrong with them. All right, 2-0 win in the end for Luton Town. West Brom with a big win, convincing over Hull City 5-2 in the end, 2-0 win for me. And of course, Bristol City convincingly beat Cardiff 2-0 at home. That's of course the latest pickaroonies there. This is what the table looks like right here, right now. Of course, Sheffield United lead the charge, 10 points on the board. Watford are in second. Reading, Rovers, Sunderland, and Hull stop the bloody count. Meanwhile, Coventry, Middlesbrough, and Huddersfield going down. Stop the count again. Make sure that happens. And of course, Burnley, just for the hell of it, are in 16th. But of course, we're not promoted. No one's promoted, and it's not happening in August. But of course, let's take a little look then. A long, hard look at it. It is, of course, the Super Brewski. Hopefully, I can get to it here, and hopefully it's awake, because I just did one video a minute ago, the Scottish Premiership video, and I didn't have much choice. So we're going to hop into there right now, the Championship. Here we go. Let's take a little look at it. Long, hard look at it, and go, go, go. I think I did 6th. I think I'm in 6th for this week. Oh! Look at it, guys. That's why I'm here. That's why I look at this. I'm captain. I'm fucking captain. Fantastic. I'm fucking up there, boys. I'm in 6th spot. That's the overall leaderboard. I know what I'm talking about when it comes, and this is getting the scores right and everything. I did fantastic, 9.5 points this week, but of course TC100 running away with it, 16.5 points. Who is he? Who is he? He's the mystery football man. We'll have to find out one day. Dark Cold is up there, 13.5 though. He's not even in the top bit, so he's got a lot of work to do. That is, of course, the mini leaderboard for this week. Wembley's in there, Mad Eyes. Swansea City 1's up there. Kevin Classic with 7. Burnley KE having a shitter. Macca with his face out there, 5.5. There's Kojic, Consnake there, a shitter as well. Who had an absolute shitter? J Hoff, nothing. Chigello, nothing. A lot of you guys, either you didn't pick or you were just shit. because I'm not shit. No way. I'm up here, wherever I am. Bam. Let's take a look at, of course, the overall leaderboard then, shall we? Because I'm doing good. I'm up 3 spots to the top 6. I'm gunning for you, baby. I am gunning for that number 1 spot. Why? Because I know what I'm talking about. Oh, yes. Who is absolutely wank on this prediction then? Let's go down. There's a couple of wooden spoons flying around here. Stinky Dane, Rick. But these guys are absolutely shite. Get your act together. Pull it out your arse. You can do it in the next one. Tajella, where have you been? Watford. Oh, yes. So get your act together in the next week. You can. Oh, it can always flip around. I can be shit next week. But anyway, we're going to take a look at the next round of matches in a second. Get involved. Cut the // EFL Champ. It is free. It is, of course, 100% free. So is this. Vote, vote, vote. Cut the // vote Roverseas. You know what to do. It is simple stuff, guys. We're talking best content creator, best in video, and best club content for Blackburn Rovers. You can do it. You can. I believe in you. Oh, yes, I do. So please do me a favour and vote your ass off. And let's get our name read out. That's all we have to read out. It's like I want to be there and laugh. Or get someone to laugh whenever we get read out. But anyway, we are talking about the next round of matches. We have no time to hang about because it is a busy week with the Cardiff Cup action. These, of course, videos should go out before the kickoff of those games. So, but we're going to have to bear that factor of that in mind. So, Luton Town against Sheffield United coming at you on Friday, August the 26th. Now, these two sides, of course, I've played each other 8 times in 1994. 2 wins to Luton, 4 wins to Sheffield United, and 2 draws. Of course, just 1 win to 6 for Luton right now, 33% form up against the Sheffield United side. What are we looking at? Just 1 defeat past 5, and then 58% form for them moving forward. The Blades, our biggest win over Luton was a 4-0 win. The biggest win of the way, a 3-1 win. Luton scored just 8 goals compared to United's, of course, 15. Works out about a goal a game for Luton, 1.88 goals a game for Sheffield United. That's the page at Kenilworth Road. It was a 0-0 draw back in August, the 20th of August, actually. Respect, my birthday, of course, that was back last year. The away side hasn't won this game since Sheffield United beat Luton back in 1994 in the Championship. Meanwhile, of course, Luton pick up a 2-0 win over Swansea. United, of course, being the big 3-0 win over Rovers. I don't think, are they in action? Are they not in action? Did they both get knocked out of the Cardiff Cup? I'm trying to see. Yes, they did. So they are not in cup action. So they'll be playing on Friday night. So the odds here: 90-10 is your Luton, 29-20 is your Sheffield United, 9-4 is your draw. Luton Town can be a little bit of a bogey team for a lot of teams. And I think it's going to be another case here. Luton Town with a 1-0 win. No disrespect to Sheffield United, they're a decent side, but they'll lose games like this. Meanwhile, Sunderland up against Norwich, of course, at the Stadium of Light. It's the Alex Neil derby. Played 21 times in 1985, and 9 wins for Norwich, 7 wins for the Mackhams, and 5 draws. Of course, 50% form for Sunderland right now. 1-2 lost it and drawn 2. Meanwhile, Norwich, of course, back-to-back wins for them. Of course, 58% form over the last 6. 1-3 and lost 1. Of course, biggest win for Norwich over Sunderland, a 3-1 win. The biggest win away, a 3-0 win. Sunderland scored 24 goals compared to Norwich's 21 over the course of those 21 games. Works out about a goal a game for Norwich, and 1.14 goals a game for Sunderland. Sunderland, though, haven't lost any of the last 10 home matches. Meanwhile, Norwich have lost none. Actually, have lost 4 away matches in a row, so they're pretty shit on the road. Coming at you, the last time I played at the Stadium of Light was a 1-1 draw back in April 2018. That was in the Championship. Meanwhile, the Canaries, of course, pick up a 2-0 win over Millwall. Sunderland with a 1-0 win over Stoke. Again, both of these two sides are not, well, actually, Norwich are in the cup against Bournemouth. Sunderland are already out, having lost to Sheffield Wednesday. The odds for this one, though, we have 2-1 is your Sunderland, 23-10 is your draw, 13-10 is your away win. Here I'm back in the Mackhams here with a 2-1 win for them. They started brightly, haven't they? Up in the 5th spot. That win can actually put them top of the table, depending on what goes on with Sheffield United. Meanwhile, of course, the mighty blue and white halves up against Stoke in a bit of a zinger chicken dinner. Is it not happening again? Have they decided to pull us from the thing? I'm going to have to go in the sneaky way here. Give us a momento, prego. It is, of course, Blackburn. It is... Oh, come on. Oh, bloody hell. Get a grip, sunshine. Get a grip. It is, of course, Blackburn Rovers up against Stoke City at, of course, Ewood Park, coming at you this coming Saturday. Played each other called Myers 18 times, 8, 5 was for Rovers, 9 was for Stoke, 4 draws, of course, back-to-back defeats for Rovers right now, 67% form up against the Stoke side, just 1 win and 6, 25% form for them moving forward. The biggest win for Stoke over Rovers, a 3-0 win, the biggest win of the way, a 4-1 win. We've scored just 17 goals compared to their 21 over the course of those 18 matches, works out about 0.94 goals a game compared to the 1.17 goals a game for Stoke. Stoke haven't won the last 4 matches. Rovers, though, coming to this on the back of back-to-back defeats, of course, actually conceding 6 goals without a return. And after the play over at Ewood Park, it was a 1-0 win for Stoke back in April 2022. In fact, the last 3 times they played each other at Ewood Park, Rovers have yet to pick up a W. The last time that they beat Stoke at home was a 4-1 win in the FA Cup, and I was there. I think I was there on the 14th of February 2015. I might not have been there, actually. I think it was away. Anyway, regardless of all that, I don't have any odds. The odds are in my gut. My gut says a Rovers win here. 2-1 win for them against the Stoke, who are wobbling. We do need a result here. We do need to get the confidence back and show that we can beat the teams that are going to be around us at the end of the season. Whether it is in the top end of the table or in the middle of the pack, either way, we need to be beating these teams. We had a shitter against Reading, a respectable defeat against Sheffield United, but we need to bounce back and fast. Anyway, Blackpool up against Bristol City, coming at you at Bloomfield Road. 22 times they played since 2003. 5 was with Blackpool, 6 was with Bristol City, 11 draws, of course. Blackpool, though, back-to-back games without a loss. 42% form for them. Up against the Bristol City side of unbeaten in the last 4. 58% form for them moving forward. Biggest win for Bristol City over Blackpool, 2-0 win. The biggest win in the way, a 5-0 win. Bristol City scored just 21 goals compared to Blackpool's 25 in the course of those 22 matches. Works on about 0.95 goals a game compared to 1.14 goals a game for Blackpool. Coming at you, though, last time around over at Blackpool was a 3-1 win for Blackpool back in February 2022. Blackpool unbeaten against Bristol City over the last 6, picking up 3 wins and 3 draws. Bristol City, though, back-to-back 2-0 wins, back-to-back clean sheets. Blackpool, of course, with a big 3-3 draw against Burnley, when they, of course, they were 3-1 down. 6-5 is your Blackpool, 11-5 is your away win, and 23-10 is your draw. I'm giving Blackpool the W here, 2-1 win for them. And again, they're having a good start to the season. The gap potentially could go top of the table, depending on what goes on elsewhere. It's so tight in the early days. Cardiff against Preston over at Cardiff. City Stadium, played 29 times, 2003. 9 wins for Preston, 12 wins for Cardiff, 8 draws, of course. Just 1 and 5 there for Cardiff right now. They've had a wobble, 42% form for them. Up against the Preston side, unbeaten in the last 6, picking up just 2 wins though over the last 6 games, drawing 4 as well. 6-0 win was the biggest win for Preston over Cardiff. A 4-0 win was the biggest win the other way. 37 goals scored by Cardiff over the course of these 29 matches, works out at 1.28 goals a game, compared to Preston's 39 goals, which of course works under at 1.34 goals a game. Last time around there over in Wales, it was a 0-0 draw back in March 2022. Preston haven't beaten Cardiff in Cardiff in a long time. I'm looking. In fact, it was 1-0 win way back in December 2017. Meanwhile, Cardiff coming to this 8-5 for the victory, 90-10 is your win, 2-1 is your, of course, your draw here. Back in the course of 1-0 win for Cardiff, bouncing back here against the Preston side, who are difficult to beat. Huddersfield are waiting in the wings, but next up, of course, it is Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough up against Swansea, of course, over at the Riverside. Played the 15 times, 9, 4 wins for Middlesbrough, 7 wins for Swansea, and 4 draws, of course. But Borough, though, without a win in 6 now, 25% form. Up against the Swansea side, just 1 win in 6, both sides in absolute shit form. The biggest win over each other was a 3-0 win, and of course 17 goals have been scored by Borough over Swansea over the course of those 15 games. 20 goals have been the other way by Swansea. Works out about 1.33 goals a game compared to Middlesbrough's 1.13 goals a game. Last time played at the Riverside, it was a 1-0 win for Middlesbrough back in December 2021. Borough, though, coming to something like that 1-0 loss to Reading. Swansea with a big 2-0 loss to Luton. The odds for this, though, coming at you, we have Middlesbrough 11-8 on for the victory, 35 short, 4-1 is your Swansea City. Tight, airtight, going to go 2-1 win for Borough, getting their first W of the campaign, I believe. Yes, indeed. Meanwhile, Millwall up against Reading, of course, down at the Den, coming at you also on Saturday, 27th of August. Played each other 32 times in 94. 10 wins for Borough, 10 wins for Millwall. We've got 15 wins for Reading and 7 draws, of course. Millwall, though, just 1 win and 5 for them right now. 42% form. They've been in a bit shit form. Millwall, Reading, and a good bit of form right now. 50% form for them, winning 2 out of 2. Biggest win for Reading over Millwall, 5-0 win. The biggest win of the way, a 2-0 win. Millwall coming to us on the back of with scoring 29 goals over Reading over the course of those 32 matches. Works out about 0.91 goals a game. Meanwhile, Reading coming to us on the back with scoring 42 goals against Millwall over the last 32 matches. Works out 1.31 goals a game. Last time I played at the Den was a 1-0 win for Millwall. In fact, Millwall have actually picked up 3 wins on the bounce. Unbeaten over Reading over the last 5, picked up 4 wins and a draw to boot. Millwall will pick up a 2-0 loss to Norwich. A bit of a zinger that was. Meanwhile, Reading with a big 1-0 win over Borough. Back-to-back clean sheets for them heading into this. Are they in cup action? I've not been looking at that of late, so let me have a quick look at in cup action. Millwall are in cup action, I believe. No, they're not. They crashed out to who did they crash out to? Cambridge. Reading crashed out to Stevenage. Both these sides are not in cup action. They've got a free week this week. Of course, the odds coming at you for this one. We have 65 on is your Millwall. We've got 25 is draw, and 23 is your Reading on this. Tight again. 2-0 for Millwall. Bounce back ability for them, and Reading taking the L on the road. Watford, of course, losing their front line week or day by day. Looks Emmanuel Dennis has gone to Forest. Looks like João Pedro's off to bloody Newcastle, and Ismail Shah, or whatever his name is, either Crystal Palace, Everton, I don't know, someone's going to snap him up. So they're going to have a bit of a weakened line, but of course they're balancing the books in the process. Now these two sides, Watford and Reading and QPR, I played 23 times in 1988, 11 wins for Watford, 7 wins for QPR, 5 draws at the moment. Of course, Watford, though, unbeaten over the last 6, however, just 1 win and 4, 75% form. Against QPR side, just 1 win and 6 for them, 33% form for them moving forward. QPR have scored the biggest win over Watford was a 2-0 win, the biggest win in the way, a 3-0 win. QPR scored just 26 goals, over Watford. Meanwhile, Watford scored 34 goals over the last 23 matches. matches. Works out about 1.13 goals a game for QPR, 1.48 goals a game for Watford. Last time I played at Matey Boy, Vicarage Rovers, a 2-1 win for QPR back in February 2021. In fact, the home side hasn't won this game in the last 4 occasions. In fact, Watford's last victory over QPR at Vicarage Road was back in 2009. 3-1 win it was for Watford back in December. Meanwhile, QPR pick up a draw against Rotherham, Watford with a draw against Preston. Also this week in cup action, Watford are up against MK Dons. QPR already out, having lost big time to Charlton in the first round. Coming at you the odds. 2017 is your 2017 on is your Watford, 25 is your 10-3 is your away win. That's QPR. Back in, of course, the 3-0 win for me for Watford on this one to take it to the mixer. Into the final stretches we go now. Huddersfield Town up against West Brom. Coming at you the John Smith's Kirklees McAlpine Stadium, plays for the 19 times, 1905. 5 wins for the West Brom, 10 wins for the Huddersfield, and we've got 4 draws, of course. Just 1 win in 6 of Huddersfield right now, 25% form up against the West Brom side. Just 1 defeat the past 6, 58% form for them moving forward. The biggest win for the Baggies over Huddersfield was a 3-0 win. The biggest win the way, a 4-1 win. West Brom scored 22 goals compared to Huddersfield's 24 over the course of those 19 games. Works out about 1.16 goals a game compared to 1.26 goals for Huddersfield. Last time played over at the John Smith Stadium, it was a 1-0 win for Huddersfield back in November 2021. Huddersfield have just lost once of the last 6 against West Brom. That was at the Hawthorns back in September 2019. The Baggies picking up a 5-2 win over Hull. Of course, Huddersfield with a 2-1 loss against Norwich. The odds for this one, though, shall we? In fact, go back to that. Go bloody back. Are they in the cup? That's what I want to know. They are not in the cup. Well, Huddersfield are not in the cup. They crashed out to Preston. Meanwhile, West Brom are in the cup. They're going to take on Wayne Rooney's old club, Derby County. Coming at you, though, 13-5 is your Huddersfield, 21-20 is your West Brom, 23-10 is your... I think I've gone with a surprise here. Nope, I haven't. 3-1 winning. That's a surprise. West Brom with a big 3-1 win for them on the road. Into the final 3 is Hull City up against Coventry, who are playing again this time around because it's on the road. Played to the 12 times, 2005, 5 wins apiece and 2 draws. Hull, though, just 1 win and 5 for them, 50% form, 1-2 lost to over the last 6. Coventry, though, back-to-back defeats for them, 58% form moving forward. Biggest win for Coventry over Hull, 2-0 win. The biggest win away, a 2-0 win. They both scored 9 goals over each other, works out about 0.75 goals a match. Last time played over at the K-Com was a 1-0 win for Coventry back in October 2021. In fact, the home side hasn't won this game since Hull beat Coventry back in January 2008 in the Championship. Hull pick up a 5-2 drubbing by West Brom. Mill with a 3-2 win over Coventry last time around. That was way back on the 13th of August. Coventry are not in the cup either. They got beaten by Bristol City. Meanwhile, Hull out of the cup as well, losing to Bradford, who Rovers will take on in the next round. Coming at you, though, the odds for this one: Hull 7-4 for the Richie 9-4 draw, 31-20 is your away win. That's, of course, Coventry here, back in Hull City, 2-1 for them at home. That's where they're going to make their fortunes count in the end. Rotherham up against Birmingham, coming at you, the New York Stadium, played to the 12 times since 2001 for Rotherham, 6 wins for Birmingham and 5 draws. Rotherham, though, unbeaten in the last 6, 75% form for them, up against, of course, a Birmingham side, 1 win and 6 of them, 33% form for them moving forward. The biggest win for Birmingham over Rotherham, 3-1 win, the biggest win in the way, a 2-0 win. Rotherham has scored just 13 goals compared to Birmingham's 20 over the course of those 12 matches. Works out around 1.08 goals a game for Rotherham, 1.67 goals a game for Birmingham. Last time played over at the New York Stadium was a 1-0 win for Birmingham back in April 2021. Birmingham unbeaten against Rotherham over the last 6, picking up 4 wins and a couple of draws. Rotherham did draw with QPR last round. Birmingham did lose to Wigan. Rotherham are in cup action up against Morecambe. They've got a good chance to go through to the 3rd round here, but of course Birmingham are already out, losing to Norwich in the previous round. The current odds on this one then, shall we? We do have Rotherham 21-20 for the 11-4 is your away win, and 9-4 is your draw. 1 away for Rotherham here, big win for them. That's the sort of results they need to get away from the drop zone as they want, because it's going to be they're going to be down there. I think Birmingham will also be down there. It's there's a picture forming, guys. There is a picture forming. Meanwhile, we're going to go up against Burnley in the Northwest Crunch Clash for Burnley. Played to the 9 times 2003, 3 wins for Wigan, 2 wins for Burnley, 4 draws, of course, just 1 win. Just 1 defeat the past 6 games for Wigan right now, 58% form up against the Burnley side. Also 1 defeat the past 6, 58% form for them moving forward. Biggest win for Burnley, 2-0 win. The biggest win their way, a 3-1 win. Wigan have scored 8 goals compared to Burnley 6 over the course of those 9 games. 0.67 goals a game ratio for Burnley, 0.89 goals a game for Wigan. Last time played over that DW Stadium in competitive action was a 0-0 draw back in December 2013. Goodness gracious me. Meanwhile, Burnley pick up a 3-3 draw against Blackpool. Wigan with a 1-0 win over Birmingham. Wigan are out of the cup, losing to Fleetwood. Burnley are in the cup against Shrewsbury, and I'm hoping for Elliot Bennett special on that one. Look at the odds for this one then, shall we? What do we got? We do have Wigan 2-1 for the victory, 13 to 10, Burnley and 11 to 5 is yours. As much as I'd love to see Ryan Niambi with a hat-trick here, I think they're going to get spanked 2-0 in the end. Burnley with a big W, of course, and taking the 3 points. And if I'm right, which I bloody well hope so, this is what the table will look like. Watford will be top, Rovers will be in second. How about that? Sunderland, Hull, Sheffield United, and then Millwall. Down the foot, it'll be Stoke, Huddersfield, and then Coventry making up the relegation zone teams. That is it, guys and Renos. Be sure to do me a favour and vote. cut.4/ vote Roverseas. We're looking for best in video, best content creator, and best club content for the Football League. So please do us a favour, get us recognised, just get us our name out there. We just wanted to get our name read out in that little Coliseum or whatever the heck they call it. I would do absolute bits to hear that happen. So be sure to do that. Also, guys, make sure you get your picks in. cut.4/ where are we? Get me off the screen here, guys. Get me off the screen. There you go. cut.4/ EFL Champ. That's the way to do it. That is it, guys and gals. Be sure to vote. I know it's not the Scottish thing. It is actually it's actually the Championship. But whatever. You know, just ignore it. I can't edit it. It's hard coded. Vote. You know, you don't get this shit anywhere else. You don't get this shit anywhere else. You're good at here. It is the Championship. It's not that nonsense. But anyway, I'm out.